Hey everybody, and welcome to Studio Coffee. Today is March 14th. I'm in the studio on a Saturday morning drinking tea, and you can see I've been making some mugs here. Here's one. You can see with these slightly redesigned handles, which I'm pretty excited about. They feel really good now. Hopefully they'll continue to feel good all the way through the process. I'm going to make pour overs out of all of these. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a little bit more of that done here soon. It's been a very unsettling week for all of us with the coronavirus and cancellations, and it's surely going to continue to be the major concern for all of us for many weeks to come. I actually was trying to do a studio coffee yesterday, and I kept finding myself kind of running around in circles, a little bit related to my own thoughts and responses to thinking about the virus. Instead though, I finally made some notes so I wouldn't get off track so much today. I have included in my stories, and I'll include a link at the bottom of this, to a really nice short video by Sergio and Dr. Yanina Gomez, who run a art mentorship program called Art Next Level, or Next Level Artists, and they did an episode related to ways to cope in times of crisis. Dr. Yanina is a psychologist, and so she can certainly give you much better advice than anything I could give. So if that's something that's on your mind, I really just strongly encourage you to check that out. I have been thinking a little bit about my own, what's happened to me this week, and I just want to sort of share with you some things that might, if they're helpful for you, great. If they're not, then just ignore them. But one of the things I've noticed is that my own emotions have sort of ridden up and down this week, from at sometimes feeling very peaceful and other times feeling like crazy concerned and anxious, and so every time I sort of feel like I've got a sense of where I am and kind of okay with things, the whole thing changes, and then I find another wave of anxieties kind of starting up, and I have to kind of work on that. So one of the things that I think I'm really realizing is to just expect for myself, from my emotional state, to go up and down a lot over the next few days, for sure, and I'm sure even longer than that, and that's okay. It doesn't. The main thing I think is for me to be aware that that's going to happen, and also to try not to take out my anxieties by being short with the people around me. So that's one of the points I had. Another thing that I'm really going to try to do over the next few weeks is to lean more into practicing gratitude. So if you remember way back in an early episode, I talked about Thankful Thursdays, which is sort of the idea is just take a day to thank two people in your life. And I actually got a Thankful Thursday this week from a person who watches this video cast, and so thank you to that person, and that really lifted my spirits this week, and was a really helpful reminder to me about what it means not only to practice gratitude, but then to also receive gratitude. And so I really want to try to do a little bit more of that this week as well. Another thing that I want to try to do is, I'm sorry, I keep looking over here because my notes are over here. I want to be really intentional about trying to build and continue to build community, which is, of course, more difficult and even more needed. So we are, not going to get as much opportunity to gather in public, for however long it takes. So we are at least fortunate enough to live in an age when we can do some things like this to connect over social media, and as well while on one level I've been very wary of social media because I don't want to end up reading too much stuff that just creates anxiety, I do want to try to use social media as a tool to stay connected to people. So this is one of the ways that I want to do it, and I want to even explore some other ways to possibly do that. So that might mean other types of episodes, or maybe some live events or something like that. So if any of that is something you're interested in, or you have ideas for me, please send me a message or post them in the comments or something, because I'm definitely looking for ideas of ways to continue to connect. It could be a good time for me to do some like short lessons about pottery, or lessons about other ways of approaching art for those of you who don't have the opportunity to have clay in a pottery wheel or a kiln or something like that. So the last thing I really want to try to do in moving forward in the next couple of months is to try to find ways to help and contribute. So one of the things that I'm thinking about is maybe doing another sale like I oftentimes do at the end of the year for the neighborhood food pantries, which is helps with food security issues right here in the community that I live in. So I'm thinking in part that making pour overs, making some bowls, making some mugs, making some small things, and just posting them on my website, and doing a thing where 50% of those proceeds go to the neighborhood food pantry, to really help those people who are going to be most immediately affected by layoffs and all the other kind of problems that are going to be cropping up very, very quickly. So so that's kind of my short list of things that I'm going to try to focus on in the next few weeks. Watching my emotions and the fluctuations, and being okay with the idea they're going to fluctuate but not take it out on others. Practicing more gratitude, being more intentional about community, finding ways to help contribute. So that's it for me. I'm gonna maybe do a little bit of more work here, and then head off to spend some time with the family and with my other community. So I will see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and stay strong.